I think for being a rapper, people are expecting you to respond.
Yeah. My name is Aaron Cole, and you're listening to the Track Stars Radio.
Yeah, back in the field with the Track Stars, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. How's everybody doing, man?
Good.
Back again. I'm back.
Doing good, man. Glad to have you back.
Thank
You're not
God.
leaving anymore.
I'm back, man.
Thank God.
Came back from the Legacy Conference last week in Chicago. Some of you know I was born in that area. So it was good being back. My wife actually went to college. Her not overgrad,
Graduate school.
graduate school in Chicago. So it was our first time being there together. So it was really cool. Got to hang out a little bit after the conference. But yeah, man. Met some awesome people, Jackie Hill, Perry, Ezekiel, Belief, Ruslan, Philip Rude from Rapzilla, of course, Zarub. We've been friends for a little while, and just a lot of people, man. Just being able to connect with some people on a deeper level, because people, I think, they're starting to hear about Track Stars, but they don't really know us. So I think it was good to connect with them on that level, and all of them supported, man. They all support the show and are excited what we're doing. So yeah, man. So that was Legacy. How was last week? Y'all had some good stuff going on.
Yeah, man. We thoroughly missed you, brother. And so you and I are now a package deal. When you're out, I'm out.
Okay.
I'm just not working with these guys anymore. They interrupt me during my liners. I can't
Like
say
this?
where they can find us. I can't get the Twitter account out. I can't do anything.
Go ahead
Can't
and do
even
it now.
promote the
Go ahead and do it now.
All right. Well, if you all don't
All
know.
right, so this episode is... I'm just like, go ahead, do it. Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead, do it.
Well, if you guys don't know, you can check us out at Trackstars on Twitter, at Trackstars Instagram. We just started a new feature.
And we got an interesting topic today. So
I did that already. Go ahead.
The Independent Artist Spotlight. Check that out for sure. Please, if you don't know, we are syndicated through television now. Colors.tv is how you can get to it in the U.S. Yep. Every Thursday for our time, it's going to be 2 to 4. And also, if you want to get the playback, check out urbanfamilytalk.com, so you can get all the podcast information from the previous week.
Yeah, man, we got a lot coming. Did you mention Audible? I didn't hear.
I couldn't.
Okay. So audible.com, go to audibletrial.com/trackstars. If you want to get a free book on us, of course, I've been doing this. I started reading The Tipping Point and reading some other books for fun. I'm starting to do like a fun book and then a serious one. So I don't know if my wife is going to cut her eye at me, but Wayward Pines, I started reading the book. The show was pretty good. Look at her face. I made her watch a couple episodes. She hated it, but I thought it was good. It was the best show on this summer, period.
Really?
Really?
I think so,
I
yeah.
couldn't
Did
catch
Terrence
that
Howard turn into a
episode.
monster?
No.
Okay, it looked like it did from the clip.
No, but yeah. So I thought it was good. So I'm reading the book now just to kind of see what they changed about it. But anyway, so go to audibletrial.com/trackstars to get a free book on us. So we just had our company-wide meeting today, man. So we're
That felt
fired
good.
up, man. We're real fired up.
And you got to understand that when you break somebody's focus of a talker, you really throw them off. 'Cause I like to talk, man. Y'all telling me I'm going over on time, interrupting my
go
liners.
We had a presentation. Ryan had to present on Trackstars Radio. He told me he told me he could get it done in under 20 minutes. 30 minutes later, he was halfway done. So
We had a bathroom break.
we had to have a bathroom break in the middle of
I know that's not true.
his PowerPoints had paragraphs on.
They did.
I know that's not true because I started a conference call around the time that I was going up. Like 15, 20 minutes before I
You
went
ain't
up.
got to lie, Craig.
No,
you ain't got to lie.
And when I finished, that conference call said it was 37 minutes. So I don't know
That's
what you all...
way more than 20 minutes.
No. Before I went up.
There was not that much before you.
Okay. All right.
All right, man. So yeah. So Ryan, that's Ryan. He's
Independent Artist Spotlight. If you want to talk to me, we can talk there.
awesome. 20-minute conversation. But yeah. Anyway, so it's supposed to be 10 minutes. So don't talk Ryan's ear off. He has stuff to do. All right. So today,
I'll let him talk your ear off.
obviously, obviously, there's a lot going on. If you haven't heard yet about this whole controversy in mainstream hip hop, about beefs, about Meek Mill and Drake going back and forth, right? So we had a couple questions. We put out a question today. Jeremiah put it up a couple of days ago, I think. And the question was, should a Christian artist ever put out a diss record? And number two, if a mainstream artist ever dissed a Christian artist, should a Christian artist ever respond with a response record to the mainstream artist? We put that out. We had a lot of comments. As you guys talk, I'm going to try and find some and point out some of the funny ones. But what do y'all think? Dissing in Christian hip-hop, is that an oxymoron?
I think this is the scripture where it talks about you got to turn the other cheek. You know what I mean? Like you literally have to be above that. You can't just let somebody, bring you down from the place that you are supposed to be.
So should you put out a friendly response? Because if you don't respond at all, people are gonna get you.
I mean, that's part of what that means.
I love you, man. Blah blah blah.
Jesus loves you too.
Exactly.
You probably would lose a lot of people though. If that
you would, but then that's always about the whole perception. What's Christ gonna say? So you always have to look at it like, all right, I'm not living this life for myself, so I can't do what I want to do. I'm not going to let my flesh feed me. I have to live by that principle every day.
Okay, so what about the side of quote unquote hip hop? Because in hip hop, this is like how you sharpen.
So these are rules. Irons. These are
like
rules.
If somebody
in
call you out, you can take the Jay-Z route where you just maybe do shots here and there, or you just ignore them.
Okay.
But this situation, people saying they were equal up there, so it's like Drake and Meek was like equal. So if some not equal like talent wise, equal like being known or people known a little bit.
No, that's not true though.
No.
Either way.
Well, anyway,
I was listening to a radio show and they were like, "Wait a minute, who is Meek Mill?"
Exactly.
Wow. Okay. So, but I mean, in the urban contents, they're saying that if somebody calls you out, you should get back at them.
And that's why hip hop has so much of the devil's influence in it. I'm serious.
Wow.
It does.
But that's basic hip hop 101 though. I mean,
Basically,
if you
saying the basics of hip hop are evil.
Yeah.
So why are we doing it then? If that's
there's
the
a
case?
way to do it though.
Wow.
I think there's a way. If somebody calls you out, it's not necessarily like you have to go shot for shot and come back at the person directly. But I mean, make great music.
Right, okay.
Jesus had some bars when they came
sure
at
did.
him.
Yeah.
He had some bars.
He did.
He gave him the business.
Okay, babe. What if you was at a spoken word and somebody came up after you and started freestyling a spoken word and talking about your piece and it was horrible and you too old to be
Maya
up here or whatever?
Maya would just say, "God bless you."
That?
And why'd you go to that?
I know.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying, you know how young people are.
You just said I'm too old to be up there.
That was
singer too.
That was deep seated right there. Man. That was in there.
But no, I mean, I get what you're saying, but I would use it as motivation to make the next time that I'm in the space with that person, like fire. Like,
So you would
come
rip 'em?
hard. No, not even towards them. I'm just saying
You would just
my
get better as
presentation
a
would
artist.
be flawless the next time you saw me. And it might even be later on in that night. You just never know. I'll be in a corner somewhere trying to run some lines. I mean, for real. Like, you just want to make sure that you are using it to fuel you in your craft and not necessarily to take shots at the person. But to your point, you said Jesus was.
But using, I think it
Throwing
doesn't.
jabs.
I don't think it matters if the person is below you.
Well, to quote somebody that's been on our show, it has happened already in CHH. But and people just assume that this person was talking about what we all thought, and so it really wasn't that big a deal. It was like, okay, it was a little hot topic on Twitter when the song first dropped, but then everybody was over it because it was like, well, he didn't say a name, so nobody's going to respond to that.
Well, okay, but I'm focusing on the situation. What if a mainstream artist, like what if Kendrick took a shot at Lecrae or something? Should he respond to Kendrick with a track?
No.
That would ruin his career. But
well, it wouldn't ruin his career. It would ruin him in this lane. He'd still be, if he wants to be accepted in hip hop, he can still go there and do that.
I was gonna say,
That's-
but he's
that's
not a
his
Christian
career.
hip hop artist. He's not. That's what he says.
Well, yeah, but that's why I'm saying he would be
ruin
okay.
his career.
We have to go to Twitter on that. I don't think it would ruin his career.
You talking about if he responded to Kendrick?
And Kendrick smashed him.
If a CHH artist responded,
What it would do is
That
it
would
would
be
bring
something
more
different.
light to him. Why we taking Lecrae out of CHH? I don't care what that man says. That man is a CHH.
I mean, we still claim him, and he's.
The point is
whatever.
Okay, let me pick
now
somebody
what of his mouthpiece?
Let me pick somebody who actually might respond.
Bizzle would respond.
Bizzle does respond. But, I'm saying, like, what if somebody came at like Swoop? You think Swoop ain't gonna throw some bars back? It may be subliminal.
Like, subliminal shots.
Yeah. But like, should you or should you not respond if somebody outside the kingdom throws shots at you?
I think you should.
Let me flip the question. How did we all respond? And I mean, I was excited about it when Bizzle went after Jay.
Because that wasn't a response.
It wasn't, but it was like he did something that was out of the norm for a Christian. So
I got people talking, but I don't think
people didn't give it a pass. It wasn't okay.
It wasn't like. I think people was like, "Yo, I know unsaved people was talking about it because I remember people
because it was the audacity.
Yeah, like, yo, you going at Jay and you saying all this that people thinking is true. So I don't know. I think it would have been different if like. Let's say Memphis Bleak was like, I got it, Jay. You know what I mean? And spit some bars back at Bizzle.
But what's funny is, I do think Jay-Z did respond to it. I didn't hear Jay-Z talk about the Illuminati until Bizzle said all that stuff. People have been saying it, kind of.
Yeah, that's true.
All of a sudden, you start hearing Kanye talking about Illuminati. You start hearing Jay-Z talk about. I think that
what they talking about? Just talking.
I think he may have heard that.
I think he just talked about it, but rapping wise, I mean, I'm thinking about his
Magna
Carta album when he talked about heaven and he talked about
him and Rick Ross did a song about that.
Oh yeah.
They didn't respond to him.
Yeah.
They responded to the general public, but I think it may have been because of him.
Probably. Oh yeah, for that Freemason song.
Yeah. So I don't know, but I'm talking about a direct shot, like almost like what's the man's name? Tech Nine did with The Truth, right? Should The Truth have been like, okay, bars?
But the truth was like that was a misunderstanding. You know what I'm saying? Like so, it was like that's something.
But do you
different.
say it's a misunderstanding first or after the bars?
It all depends on the person, man. If you have a heart for people, I don't think that's your goal as a Christian hip hop artist. If you have a heart to see people,
okay, I'm gonna set up the scenario for you. Let's say on the show or something, right? So we said something cross about somebody, right? And then they threw bars back like Drake did with Meek Mill, right? And everybody's waiting. Yo, what Jeremiah gonna say?
Jeremiah's
what Sean gonna say? What Ryan gonna say? Right? And they're like waiting, like they was waiting on Meek Mill to say something. Like people was making fun of Meek Mill because he took so long.
Yeah.
Every day, somebody's like, "Yo, what they gonna do? What they gonna do? What y'all gonna say?"
Ryan and Ciara are gonna hit Twitter immediately.
Yeah, and I'm gonna delete them joints. But what are we? Should we respond or no?
We had that happen recently.
Should we or should we not?
No, I think
we was quiet then, so we may be quiet now.
The person was
a psycho. That's the problem.
Okay, stop.
Too close.
It doesn't matter.
We've had run-ins. Okay, for instance, we've had run-ins with the atheist groups, right? We've had run-ins with the 5%ers. We've had run-ins with the sorority girls, right? We've had run-ins with some super evangelist people, right? The only person I've ever jumped back on was the sorority girls.
Yes,
because they were disrespectful. But in general, my policy is let them say whatever they want, respond in grace. Should that be the response of a rapper if they got called out?
I think for being a rapper, people are expecting you to respond. You know what I mean? Like
if you responded, do you respond with grace bars or battle bars?
No, you would respond like. I mean, think about this. Think about this. Let's think about this. Then King David was a man after God's heart. Mm-hmm. But then when it was time to go to war, he went to war.
But is this a war? Because is this a war situation or is this a
pride situation?
Yeah. God's not saying that CHH or anybody in the secular
I got him. I can throw him.
Family.
But what? Okay, what?
I can throw him.
But my question is this:
should I throw him?
My question is this: What if God is saying, if you do this, this could be a big situation for y'all? Like this could be y'all land that they own.
Is that the problem in itself?
So you're saying that
is this something people are using as a come up versus using it as ministry? Right? Remember, your first priority is
ministry. Let's use Bizzle for example. I think Bizzle, he just seen the need to do it because his heart of hearts, he felt like this dude is disrespecting Jesus, and I'm gonna be the David in this situation to this Goliath. So he felt the need to say something.
That's fine.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's still not the same as a personal attack. Somebody said something about you. You respond to the person.
Anger just coming. That's all it is.
We had some responses because for instance, we're rappers, right?
Yeah.
I could throw them back. Should I throw them back?
But you would do it in the way that is. You wouldn't do it like straight up. Like you would probably do it the Drake way because Drake when he responded, people knew who he was talking about though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, because I got some joints on. I got some, but they ain't like direct shots at nobody, right? So it's like the question is that wrong? I want to do a topic one day. This is different. This is totally different. Ministry. Oh, what's the way to say it? Preaching versus venting. Christian rappers. Is it wrong to be a venter, or is it wrong to be strictly a preacher? And I'll explain that. We need to somebody write that down because I always forget to bring it up. We're gonna need to do a topic about that because that's very.
Are we talking about pulpit
interesting. Too? Maybe, but anyway. So let me read before we get out of here. Candace Stacy said, "No, I don't think that would be a good idea. I think it would cause arguments, fighting, beef, and we need unity in Christ's body." Said no. Johnny Bishop said no. Most MCs aren't clever enough to pull it off.
Yikes.
They said, but the straight answer is no. It doesn't help in CHH. Fun to watch, but harmful, really. So that was kind of the general response to that question of the day. So it's interesting, man. I want to know what you guys think. Start the conversation. Should Christians have diss records to each other or to the world? What's the best way to respond? Is it even possible? All right. So let's get back into it. You in the field with the track stars Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
This is that brand new music.